Happy Independence Day, everybody. Awesome. Nice way to start our 15th August morning with so many viewers actually logging in at 11 o'clock in the morning. So it's a great Independence Day, and it's 75 years that since our country's got our independence. But I'm not sure if you all remember or if you all know, the association is 73 years old. And that's a pretty long time. So one of the thoughts that we kept asking is, as soon as India got its independence, there were a bunch of entrepreneurs who actually thought that the HVACnR industry is a very critical industry into nation building. And over the last few years, we have become the voice of the MSME across the country. We have over 800 companies who are our members, with over 13 regional committees. Now, 800 companies is, if you put up a simple multiples of about 30 to 40 employees, we are talking about reaching out to close to 50,000 employees within the HVACnR industry. So today, we have one question. So all through the next 1 hour, we are asking you only one question, which we want you to put it up in that comment section. Tell us today why you think the HVACnR industry is a nation-building activity. Post those thoughts in the chat and the comment section in whichever channel that you're watching us on today. So it's amazing. We've got lots of viewers across the country, and today's session is all on innovation. And if you're wondering why we chose this company to tell their story on innovation, quite a few of us said, on 15th August, why do you want to hold an event? It's a nice holiday. But seriously, on India at 75, we need to talk about certain things that Indians have done, certain things what Indian companies have achieved, because these are the stories that inspire us as entrepreneurs in the future. So check this out, why we chose this company for today's event.
When in 1897 we started manufacturing locks, we weren't just making in India. We were envisioning a self-reliant India. When in 1920 we manufactured soap from vegetable oil, we weren't just making in India. We were showing the world a humane way to meet human needs. When in 1951 we built India's first ballot boxes, we weren't just making in India. We were partaking in India's journey towards becoming the world's largest democracy. When in 1955 we made Asia's first typewriters, we weren't just making in India. We were contributing to the nation's mission of propelling women into the workforce. When in 1958 we made refrigerators, we weren't just making in India. We were supporting the movement of freeing women from the kitchen. When in 1984 we introduced mosquito repellent mats, we weren't just making in India. We were contributing towards making India free from vector-borne diseases. When in 1991 we started making products that sustainably increased crop yields, we weren't just making in India. We were doing our bit to help farmers double their income. When in 2013 we made key components for India's first Mars mission, we weren't just making in India. We were participating in Free India's most glorious moment. For over 120 years, during the journey of our nation's independence, we haven't just been making in India. We have been passionately doing our bit towards making India.
That's awesome, right? That's a nice way to start a 15th August. Fabulous, really inspiring. Well, if that video is inspiring, I've got two equally passionate, inspiring speakers today. So let me introduce you to my first speaker. My first speaker is Mr. Suhas Kulkarni. Hello, Mr. Kulkarni. Thank you so much for taking time out to be with us today.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Happy Independence Day to you. Great. Let me introduce Mr. Suhas to all our viewers today. Thank you. So, Mr. Kulkarni is an MTech, IIT Bangalore, CPIM, APICS, DBM, IGNO, VLFM. I kind of lost of all the kind of educational background that you have. It's truly inspiring as to the kind of the educational background that you've picked up. But he joined as a PG trainee engineer in research and development in 1991. took responsibility of refrigerator category 2000 in 2000. He's heading the R&D for appliances, reporting to Mr. BJ Wadia, head design, engineering, and technology. And some of his key contributions have been in the areas of product and technology introductions, adoptions of contemporary practices, and establishing new culture. Collaborative working with partners that includes design, technology, and for business partners. Leading in design and technology rated recognitions, and an active role in national program on leadership development for manufacturing. Thank you so much. We have a lot of viewers around. I must just tell you, we are currently having close to about 140 viewers watching us live across the country, and I'm sure they're all looking forward to hearing from you on your thoughts on why you chose innovation and how you went about doing that. Awesome. Looking forward to hearing you. Our second speaker today is Mr. Santosh Salian. Hi, Mr. Salian. Great to see you.
Good morning, Ajit. I'm wishing
Good
everybody
morning.
75th Independence Day.
Awesome. Good to have you on our show today. So, to our viewers, Mr. Salian is the Assistant Vice President, Product Group Head for Air Conditioners of the Godrej Appliances Division. Santosh Salian is an industry professional with over 2 decades of experience in the Indian air conditioning industry. He holds a bachelor's degree in physics and electronic instrumentation and MBA in marketing. He started his career with Carrier Aircon Limited in 1996 and later moved on to work with eminent companies like Matsushita, LG Electronics, Reliance Retail, and the other companies. His 25 years work experience and has experiences in sales, retail category management, product management, and marketing. Currently, he heads the air conditioning category at Godrej Appliances. Awesome, Salian. I've known Salian personally for a very long time, maybe a few decades, and it's amazing the way you've grown within the industry and taken up some leadership positions.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So awesome. So let's get started on this. Salian, I'm going to start with you. Tell our viewers about Godrej, and you know how the trade is, right? And most of us are surprised. Godrej air conditioners, is that so? So tell us a little about it. And you and I have always been in touch with each other. So tell us about Godrej, the background. That video is inspiring by itself. But why don't you tell our viewers about Godrej?
I'm not sure whether I should be explaining what is Godrej for the Indian consumer.
Let me interrupt you. So Godrej is a home brand. Okay, there's no doubt about it.
Correct.
But many people really do not know the kind of journey that you had, that Godrej has had, and how it has evolved even from various kinds of products, even into HVAC. So it's important that you actually share that so everybody gets a clarity and background around that.
So we are at 127-year-old group. Actually, this is a pre-independence group. We have almost 16 businesses unit. There are different two groups out here. Now, if you are seeing the screen, I will just start with the presentation out here. This group, about Godrej and Boys, this company was formulated almost in 1897, and we have almost 16 strategic business units. We have a strong global footprint across 6 continents. It's a privately held industrial corporation with an all-India presence, and we have it's a professionally run board, which actually and the overall turnover of this group, which is Godrej and Boys, is almost $2 billion. Next. So our businesses encompasses from Godrej Appliances, which we represent, me and Suhas represent out here. But apart from appliances, we have a lot of other divisions also. We have our Godrej Aerospace, who work very closely with ISRO, construction, security solutions, interior, and you can see name it in any group out here. So almost 16 strategic business units contributing to a turnover of almost $2 billion. Next. So what is Godrej Appliances? Like Ajit was primarily asking, where does this HVAC journey come from? Still, people ask whether we are in air conditioners, especially the aircon partners. They still feel they don't know that we are very strong in air conditioners also. So our entire philosophy, like in keeping in the theme today, it's as per Soch ke banaya hai. Godrej Appliances, as a division, we got formulated in 1958. In 1958, we actually shipped the first refrigerator in India. In fact, I think every Indian home or every second Indian home must have experienced a Godrej refrigerator in their entire lifespan out here. We have approximately reached a widespread product reach with almost 27,000 footprints across the country, and we've been actually always been rated in last 5 years consistently as number one service. We have a strong service network with almost 600 service centers and almost 4,500 smart body technicians across the country. Our both plants, Shirwal and Mohali, are green co-rated manufacturing, in keeping with our philosophy of going green and focusing on green and contribution in terms of sustainability to the environment. Next. In terms of our product portfolio in Godrej Appliances division, we have a wide range of portfolio. Refrigerators, we are there in direct cool and frost free. Washing machine, we are there in semi-automatic, top loader, front loader, and recently we have even introduced dishwashers also. Air conditioners, we are there in the window air conditioner, fixed speed. We have a strong portfolio in the inverter speed air conditioners, and very soon we'll be launching light commercial air conditioners also. Microwave oven, deep freezer. We have actually played a huge role in the vaccination program through our medical refrigerator division. We have the thermoelectrical coolers, recently launched air cooler. The UVC virus shield disinfected device, which we launched during the pandemic time last year, is actually doing very well. And of course, the dishwasher, which I spoke about. Next. In terms of accolades, in line with our philosophy of things made thoughtfully or soch ke banaya, this group has this division has got lot of design accolades covering from Indian Design Mark to innovation to even to the high efficiency program driven by Bureau of Energy, where B itself has recognized us as a huge contributor to energy efficiency efficient products. Next. So a brief purview to what is Godrej air conditioners, and I'm taking that question, addressing that question which Ajit raised. We've actually started our journey in air conditioners in 1997. That is, we started a refrigerator journey in 1958. But in terms of air conditioners, we started a journey in 1997, and I'm happy to inform you that there are almost 3 million air conditioners being sold, which has been sold in last 2 decades alone. In fact, in terms of milestones, we were the first brands in the Indian industry to launch inverter split air conditioners in 2005. Our focus, in line with our philosophy of good and green, we launched India's greenest air conditioner, which comes with R290 hydrocarbon refrigerant in 2012. Our TÜV certified production started in Shirwal line, which is near Pune, for air conditioners. And we also launched India's most energy efficient air conditioners, and we continue to drive that program. In fact, in a recent report which has been actually published by ESL, Godrej topped the IACR rating in terms of energy efficient products, with one product even giving almost 37% more efficiency than a 5-star air conditioner at a super efficient ICR level of 6.15. The entire portfolio is based on R290 based air conditioner refrigerant. What is R290? I will be covering more in the subsequent slides. Next. So in terms of what is the strongest USP of our air conditioning portfolio, in fact, we are the only brand in India which actually which has a strong portfolio on R290. India has approximately 53 brands playing in the air conditioning field, and we are the only brand which has taken this route. And it is nothing new for us. As a division also, we were the first brand to adopt R600 refrigerant in our refrigerator portfolio in the 90s. And in 2012, we have launched with R290, and we have almost 500,000 installed base of R290 air conditioners in the market. Now, if you notice the chart on R290 currently in the Indian market, there are a lot of R32 refrigerant which is actually selling in the Indian market. The decade started with R22, then moved to R410A, and from 2017-16, it has been R32. So R32 has ODP of 0 and a global warming potential of 675. Now just compare it with R290. R290 is a hydrocarbon-based refrigerant, ODP is 0, and global warming potential is only 3. So this refrigerant is at least 225 times better than your R32 refrigerant, and we are strongly propagating this refrigerant in our air conditioning portfolio. Next. So in terms of milestone, this is how we started. From 97, we started our journey. We developed our R290 portfolio in 2011. We got into our TU certified assembly plant in Shirwal. We were awarded with B from B as a super efficient brand. We also have partnered very strongly with ESL on the super efficient program. And as recently, which is what this occasion calls for, we were actually were the top 4 finalists in the global cooling prize. And mind you, we were the only Indian brand which qualified in the global cooling prize contest. Next. So I will just call for a Shirwal manufacturing AV. We have a large air conditioning base in our Shirwal plant, which is near Pune. So I'll call for the AV, please.
All began with a commitment to the nation, a commitment to a greener tomorrow. Godrej Appliances was the first brand to launch R290 air conditioners in India, recognizing the key role that this technology played in building a greener future. With the inauguration of their completely backward integrated AC manufacturing line at Shirwal, Godrej Appliances will manufacture ACs with the world's greenest technology, end-to-end, in India. The new air conditioner line spans over 1.5 lakh square feet at an investment of 50 crores, made primarily towards backward integration and enhancing production capacities. The commissioning of this line has increased Godrej Appliances capacity by 4 lakh air conditioners annually. Similar investments will follow at their plant in Mohali, increasing capacity by another 4 lakh air conditioners by the year 2025. Godrej Appliances' in-house research and design team has developed these air conditioners, keeping Indian consumers and the Indian summer in mind. The air conditioners deliver superior cooling and durability backed by Godrej's manufacturing excellence. Keeping in mind consumers' health in the context of the global pandemic, the air conditioners come equipped with a nano-coated antiviral filter which eliminates 99% virus at its surface. The air conditioners also use green refrigerants which deliver zero ozone depletion potential and very low global warming potential. Through this expansion, Godrej Appliances aims to take the brand to even greater heights while showcasing the strength of Indian design and manufacturing expertise at its best. For more than 60 years, Godrej Appliances has been manufacturing some of the most thoughtfully designed appliances for Indian households. Godrej Appliances will continue to deliver world-class, eco-friendly products that put India on the global map and a smile on our customers' face. Godrej Appliances, सोच के बनाया है.
Amazing. That's fantastic. Yeah? Fabulous manufacturing video. I mean, I don't know if you're aware, at the association, well, we are kind of aligned with the central government on the HVACnR Bharat, and we are writing a paper on component manufacturing for the HVAC industry out here, because 70% of our components are completely imported, and it's high time, if you're going to have a opportunity of 8 times growth over the next 2 decades, then we should be encouraging the component ecosystem within our country rather than being import dependent. So awesome. So I'm going to take the help from your company to actually help us build that paper together. So thanks. So great to have you here, Mr. Suraj. So now it's over to you. Tell us all good morning. Tell us all about what is the GCP Global Cooling Prize. Tell us everything about what GCP is and your whole journey of what motivated you to get into the global cooling prize? What were your successes? What were the challenges? I'm sure everyone wants to hear about that. And
Yes.
but before I start off, I have one request. This is an event. Maybe it's because it's 15th August and we're all patriotic, and some of the viewership is very high out here right now. All right, we're kind of crossing close to about 180 odd people who are watching us live, and it's continuously growing. So I think gift banta. So I have a request to all my viewers. What you do is, on that chat section, all right, type this in, hashtag RATA India. So if you are feeling patriotic and if you feel this association is representing for the micro, small and medium enterprises, component manufacturers, channel partners, sales and service dealers, contracting companies, and this association needs to actually represent you, just type that hashtag RATA India. We'll do a lucky draw on those people who have entered RATA India, and I'll show you how it is going to be done. So we'll do multiple draws. So let's go for it. So over to you, Mr. Suhas, to tell us about the GCP story.
Yes. So first of all, it's a very special day. Therefore, मैं आप सभी को अमृत महोत्सवी स्वतंत्रता दिवस पर हार्दिक बधाई देता हूँ. Independence Day since 2014, it has become my ritual to watch Prime Minister addressing the nation from the ramparts of the Red Fort, and today also I watched his streaming live, and therefore I must really appreciate efforts of Ajit Panikar ji to sense the arrival of what Prime Minister has said, Amrita Kal, and you're organizing this kind of events. It's hats off to you. It's a great effort, Ajit. I think it is going to help us a long way in terms of fulfilling our national dream, and these are going to be building blocks towards that. Now, coming back to global cooling price, if you ask me to summarize, I would summarize in 3 points. It is a departure from yesterday and beginning of something new. It is a setting tone for tomorrow, today. This is the first time the government of India has really given a global challenge for global community to work something which is really worthy for the global community and the environment. And the third point is, this is the example of resolve of the global community not to lose sight of tomorrow, even during global pandemic and a turmoil prevailing all around. So I think it's a great effort by the entire global community, and that really needs to be appreciated. And just to talk a little more about it, maybe Ajit, you can just run the video which we have put together.
We now would like to welcome Godrej Voice Manufacturing Co. Limited and ATE Enterprises Private Limited.
I am Suhas Kulkarni. I work for Godrej Appliances. I am responsible for R&D and I work from Pune. Godrej was the first company to make refrigerators in India, setting the foundation for appliance industry in India. We had very clear approach how to go about global cooling price. With the focus on environment, which is essentially on a green and efficiency, Godrej has done lots of pioneering initiatives in this field. We decided to work on well-established technologies and well-experienced partners so that the risk to the solution is minimum. What is our concept? Concept is an innovative cooling system which leverages natural refrigerant, zero ODP and very low global warming potential to minimize climatic impact. We would be highly optimizing our vapor compression cycle and will integrate it with advanced evaporative cooling cycle. To manage this marriage and extract efficiencies further, we also decided to develop a smart electronics, which really helped us to get maximum efficiency, and that's what we are submitting for global cooling prize. India is a warm country and it is getting warmer year after year. I think that's a fundamental reason why cooling is necessary. Since we are environmentally conscious and we always work in this area, we thought if somebody has really put this challenge, it's a worthy to really at least make a serious attempt to really achieve it. The choice of the technologies and our whole strategy about choosing the technology and a partner, I think it gives us a very good chance to go right through till the final and win the award.
So it was in a nutshell about GCP. So basically, it was an innovation competition to develop an environment-friendly residential cooling solution without warming the planet. And what we were required to do was to develop 1.5 ton air conditioners for the household. Yeah, next please. So, what was the problem, and why global community should be really concerned about this challenge? Because if you see, it is very clearly understood that by 2030, over half of the world population will live in a hot climates, which will means they will need a cooling. Also, residential cooling demand will boom 3x globally, and more importantly, 5x in developing nations. And developing nations, as you know, have a substantial population of this planet Earth. And therefore, about 4.5 billion RS units will be in use globally. And it is only just 1.2 billion today. So that's amazing multiplier factor. So, what has also been seen that whatever solution was existing for household cooling, it was achieving only 14% of the maximum theoretical efficiency that has been reached, and most of the average products were operating at just 8%. So that was the background with which this challenge was put forth. Yeah. Next slide, please. So, who initiated this award? It was initiated under Mission Innovation, and it was driven through Department of Science and Technology. Essentially, basically, it's a Government of India initiative, and that's why I said this is something where we see a change at a national level. Country wanting to play a role as a responsible economy in the globe, and thereby taking such a major challenge and throwing such challenge to the entire global scientific community. Yeah. So the technical core committee of this prize, they had really worked on plethora of parameters to really raise bar to a very, very, very high level. And they have come out with several criterias. However, there were two primary criterias, and the most important criteria, which was basically not negotiable, is the new solution should deliver only 1/5 of the lifetime climatic impact based on assessment of today's most popular AC. This was a phenomenal target, and it was also said that the cost of such unit should not be more than double that of the baseline unit. There were several criteria about the power consumption, about the emissions, about the scalability, about operating under conditions. The conditions were specified in terms of temperature, humidity, in terms of refrigerants. There was, of course, preference to friendly refrigerants, and of course the materials, because when you are trying to save the environment in terms of warming, you should not pollute it by using hazardous substances. So it was a very, very, I would say, 360-degree kind of approach in terms of setting these criterias, and that's why it became very, very interesting global challenge. May I have next, please? So, good thing to note was this global challenge really got a global response. There were more than 2,100 registrations from 96 countries, India taking initiative, maybe one of the first its initiative, and getting this kind of a response was phenomenal. Then around 445 different entries were received from 56 countries. This was the stage 2, and at the stage 3, eventually 139 teams from 31 countries, they submitted the detailed technical application to show their seriousness, because a lot of work, homework and a prior work was necessary to reach this stage. Yeah. So why did we participate in this challenge? It was not a simple challenge. The fundamental reason was it aligns with our core values. If you see our core value, besides integrity, trust, to serve, and respect, environment is one of the core values. It's very noteworthy that environment was put as a core value by some of the founders and developers of a country which is more than 100-year-old company, and therefore naturally we have a strong focus on environment. And therefore, if you see the journey what Santosh presented in earlier section, that we have done several initiatives to live our value in terms of being green, being energy efficient. And these efforts were certainly noted and recognized at national as well as international level. When I participated in an internationally well-known Good Design Award, which is run by Institute of Design Promotion in Japan, they clearly recognized our value, and they also recognize the role Godrej as a company is setting up in this area. And they categorically mentioned, the international juries specifically mentioned, that this kind of a behavior can demonstrated by only a company like Godrej, where they truly believe that environment is in their core values. Rarely you see international jury making such specific mention in their recitation. So I think it was a good moment for all of us from Godrej, and that's what we would continue to strive to work on. May I have next slide, please? Coming back to the solution, what we submitted as a proposal to GCP Technical Committee was, we decided that we will work only with the proven technologies, because we are industrial R&D. We are not, government-funded R&D, which will work on a fundamental things. So we decided to leverage existing and proven technologies, so that there is also a chance to take it to the market in a reasonable period of time. So we deployed highly improved energy efficient vapor compression system, which is what every AC does, but we took its efficiency to the limits which are possible today. We coupled that with advanced evaporative cooling, and in order to get energy low further, energy consumption from the grid down further, we coupled with solar PV, and entire this marriage was held together by a smart controller, because we know the power coming from solar is going to be variable, and we need to manage that. So we developed a smart controller for that. Yeah. So by doing that, we had worked out a detailed combination of all these systems, and we carried out theoretical evaluation and virtual simulation, considering different climatic conditions which were specified as a price criteria, and then many design concepts were of course developed before we arrived at the solution. And the detailed technical application was submitted for GCP Technical Committee to review, and that was a stage where those 139 applications were received. Yeah. So after our application was thoroughly assessed, we were recognized as one among the 8 finalists in a grand event at Delhi, a Minister of Health, who was also a Minister of Science and Technology when this whole initiative was launched. Dr. Harshvardhan was there, and they recognized our effort as being worthy as a finalist, who were then required to submit a working prototype. So whatever you are talking is not on paper, not in theory, but it has a chance to go to the market. I think that was also another important dimension of this challenge. Yeah. What we did is, as I said, we used existing technologies, and then eventually our prototype was made. It's important to note that the entire development of prototype happened when the whole country was under serious lockdown. So we did have some disruptions for about a month and a half. When the whole country was under lockdown, we were not able to work. But the day we got opportunity to open, we opened shutters of R&D, and team continued their work to develop prototype so that we could submit it in the time. Yep. So here what we did is, as I said, we took we used this opportunity to enhance our know-how and take it to the next level. So solar technology was not new to Godrej, because some of you may not be knowing that we are partnering with Government of India to provide vaccine refrigerator, which is now being distributed across the country to store vaccines for COVID-19. So they're also in some of our models, which are stationed at a remote locations. They are solar powered. So, however, here we wanted to get this controller to be synchronized with the grid. So that additional innovation was necessary. That an additional capability was required, and that is what we did. Yeah. These are some of the images of my team who were working on developing this prototype. You can see some of the images. People are wearing masks because that is where the pandemic was very much in force, and we could maintain necessary and take necessary precautions to deliver this prototype. Yeah. Right. Of course, these are some of the images of a prototype getting tested in the laboratory before we could really submit to the technical committee for their detailed assessment. Yeah. So these are some of the labs. So we have a serious approach to development of air conditioners, and therefore we have established necessary laboratory infrastructure. Not all manufacturers in the country, they may be of a bigger size than our size today in AC industry, but not everybody is having this, particularly this balanced ambient calorimeter lab, which is so crucial to assess product under different climatic conditions, and also to self-certify the product. So this product was eventually tested at 3 different locations for assessing 3 different criteria. The first was the field test. The prototype was actually set up in one of the residential apartments near Delhi, and the performance of the prototype was monitored, whether it is meeting the criteria which are set by technical committee. This prototype was also tested in one of the highly sophisticated lab in the country, which is with CEPT University in Ahmedabad. They have wonderful laboratory, and I'm told that whatever data they are able to generate, it is fed into ASHRAE international database, because ASHRAE does collaborate with an institution of repute in all regions of the world. So CEP is on their panel. So CEP did assess our prototype to simulate around the year conditions and to assess the environmental impact of the product. Of course, this was also tested in enable accredited lab to assess ISEER of this product. So, all in all, this prototype was thoroughly assessed before they really decided to put their judgment. Yep. And in April, there was a grand award ceremony. This was originally planned to be live and in person, but because of the pandemic situation, it was held virtually. And we had a great personality, Sir Richard Branson, who is also known for his sensitivity and active role towards conservation of environment, and he was the one who did the honors. So they invited only 4 teams for this finals ceremony from 8-4, and yes, we were not amongst the winner, but what I gather is we are just a small distance behind them. We're very close to the target, but there was some distance. Yeah. So if you see that this was all about the GCP, so I would like to take this opportunity to thank senior management of Godrej, Mr. Wadia, and other members. I must also thank technical committee of GCP, which has really helped to set such a tall order challenge to the entire global community. I must also thank Department of Science and Technology and the members of organizing committee, including Rocky Mountain Institute from USA and various sponsors of the prize. And lastly, but most important, Government of India for drawing attention of global minds towards responsible today for better tomorrow. Thank you very much, and once again, happy Independence Day. And let's contribute very, very constructively in this Amrut Kal or Amrut Parv for Indian economy and a global society. So thank you very much.
That was fabulous presentation. Kind of really took us through the entire journey of the Global Cooling Prize and the innovation that you built around it. So, Asji, I have a very personal question. पूछ लूं सबके सामने? अभी प्रॉब्लम ऐसा है सर, वेरी फ्यू कंपनीज, बहुत कम कंपनियां ऐसा है जो ये कूलिंग प्राइस के लिए अप्लाई किया था, एंड इट वाज अ ग्लोबल अवार्ड. यू हैड प्लेयर्स लाइक थाउजेंड्स ऑफ पीपल फ्रॉम अराउंड द वर्ल्ड. फ्रॉम इंडिया यू हैड ओनली 2 or 3. You came right till the finals, and like how you said, you were not the final, correct? You came almost there. You're almost there. What did you tell your team when you actually finished it?
Oh yes, I mean, yeah. I think first of all, participating itself was a great thing, because this was the first of its kind, the award, the challenge which was set by Government of India, and we definitely thought, we being Indian company, we must throw our hat in the ring. And of course, it was not just an act of throwing hat, but throwing it very seriously and very responsibly. And I think it is because of that determination we could cover practically the whole distance. But that it is said that there is a gap in a cup and a lip. So it was that kind of a gap actually. And we got this feedback from organizers, and they also told us that what was lacking. So we were wondering why you could not do it, and we know you can do it. So there were some challenges in terms of depth of our supply chain. So I think what I told my team that yes, while we are not the winner, but we are almost there. And when the organizers give you the feedback that we liked your prototype, we knew you could have done it, but we understand you had certain challenges because of which we could not do it. So, so in terms of a technical prowess, I think team has delivered, and therefore they need to be praised. And I think these are not my words; these are also words from our chairman and managing director, Mr. Jamshed Godrej. He himself was, attending this live event, and I think his presence did everything for me, and there was no need therefore for me to do any talking to the team. So I think that was a great question, and I'm sure the team and we all are determined to cover that gap between cup and a lip. We know how to do it,
Congratulations.
and we are on course.
Congratulations. Yeah, it's amazing what you and your team has achieved, because one is it's not an easy challenge. You have global players. You're competing with everybody. There are just a handful of people who had the courage to participate from India. You were among one of them, and to come right till the finalists is an amazing. So hats off to you and your entire team. Congratulations to all of y'all. And that's where that inspiration and that innovation, that's exactly the story that at the association we want to tell all the entrepreneurs who are watching us. It's about time that we took the step and innovated. If companies like these can do it, then we can also do it. It's just a matter of time. It's just about changing the mindset. That's what Atmanirbhar Bharat is all about. It's not just about a slogan. It's about motivating you to step out and do something different. So awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. Suhas. It's been fabulous. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So
Thank you
I'm
very much.
awesome. So I'm going to bring in Salian, Mr. Salian, back onto business. It's great. We have innovations. We've built on great innovation products. अब हम धंधे की बात कर रहे हैं. So we want to know from you. See, all the viewers today are owners, trade partners, channel partners. How is Godrej going to build on this whole innovation, or how are you going to actually, or as RATA, how can we help you? How our RATA members benefit in terms of business from Godrej's innovations or Godrej's products? What are the different channel initiatives, if I were to ask?
So I will go directly to my slide. The slide can come in. Yeah. So I heard you, Ajit. You mentioned that you're almost 800 RATA members, and you started just 2 years after independence, that's 1947. And I am a product of air conditioning. When I was an area manager, I started off meeting in those decade, that 90s decade, when air conditioning was being sold by only sales and service dealers. AC was only sold there. It was not being sold by currently the marketers. India is in a different zone altogether. This decade, it will go into a different leap. We have seen in last 2 decades coming from sales and service dealer, aircon specialists. Now, the touch point of air conditioning sales has reached every nook and corner. Just to give a brief on what is our channel mix, I'll go to the next slide. On the left hand side, if you see, this is our current channel mix. We hold approximately, we are around 5% market share, and we address our AC sale business, which is approximately 4 lakh air conditioners per annum, through these various channels. We have the distributors, direct dealer, exclusive brand outlets, modern trade, direct retail channel, large format, and the new channel which is developing very strongly in India is the e-commerce. Yes, we have been weak in the SSD network, which is the sales and service dealer network. But if you see this entire innovation platform and a strong air conditioning product portfolio being built up, backed by totally backward integration air conditioning plant in Shirwal, we have also started working hard on our sales and service channel initiative. Internally, we codename it as Godrej ACE. ACE stands for air conditioning expert. Currently, we have a pool of approximately, we have visibility of 2,400 sales and service dealers across the country. I'm pretty sure somewhere in this journey by the time we exit this financial year, we'll be touch basing with at least a fair amount of partners among RATA also. We have managed to gain huge inroads. Currently, in last quarter alone, we have appointed around 130 sales and dealers. To back this, I'm reiterating, we are a strong brand in terms of commitment to our after sales service. We have a strong, huge network of thousands SPDs, we call them spare part dealers, and around 700 authorized service providers from every nook and corner of the country, which works on a definite turnaround time to address any queries in terms of your installation, commissioning, maintenance, AMC for air conditioners. Next. So in terms of our good and green sustainability pillars, I already mentioned that the group is very clear, or the division is very clear. We are clearly focused on good and green. In terms of beyond business, what we are looking at is ensuring employability. We have till date employed more than 1 million rural and urban skilled employment program. In terms of other levers in our good and green is creating a greener India. Our commitment is towards 30% reduction in energy consumption, zero waste to landfill. Both our plants are green coal certified. We have a positive water balance and we use 30% renewable energy use. We'll continue to innovate. Mr. Suhas has already covered our GCP journey, and you can see that we were the only Indian brand which was there in the top 4 finalists in the GCP, and we'll continue to keep on innovate and push for good and green products. Good and green, good. The green is also in terms of not only in efficiency, also in the type of refrigerants what we use in our air conditioning platform. Overall, in terms of community development, we'll be focused on education, environment, health, and livelihood. Next. So with this background, I would also like to open up Disha, Godrej Disha. What is Godrej Disha initiative? We have partnered with Disha is our Godrej Vocational Training School, funded with an objective of imparting technical training to our urban and rural youth. And we actually partner with a lot of colleges, technical colleges across the country. These are privately held colleges, and we target most of them are 10th plus 10 students who get admissions in this college, and we actually partner them in their skill development in the field of refrigerator, washing machine, and now very strong focus on air conditioning and refrigeration also with our deep freezer portfolio. Almost 1.5 lakh people have been trained across the 132 cities and 29 states, and they have found employment in almost 100 organizations. Overall, we have added approximately 65,000 skilled youth to the appliance industry by 2020. We have almost 29 vocational training schools across the country, and this comes under the electronic skill mission. We are a strong partner, and all our curriculum is actually developed in line with the electronic school skill mission. With this background, we'll just open up our AV for Disha.
Yeah. So before we get into that, Salian, I have a few questions that's come up. So can we address that and we show the
Sure,
AV
sure,
screen?
sure.
All right. So here's the big question. Okay. Now we've got people who have been listening to us for almost now for good 1 hour. So let's reward them. Okay. So there are a lot of people who have entered that RATA India. So let's do a little lucky draw, and you can watch it live right away. So for everybody who has entered, okay, there you go. All right. So for everybody who has entered, this is your draw. We will look at the name who's going to be the winner out here. Oh, nice. Brijesh Kumar Tiwari. Awesome, Mr. Tiwari. You can actually reach out to the RATA office. You are the lucky winner, and they will send you the gift. And how to reach out? Yeah, अभी देखो यार, last minute में draw करने के बाद RATA India चलाएगा तो नहीं होता है यार. So we have people now suddenly realize that lucky draw is possible. Okay, keep doing RATA India. Before we close the event, we will actually end up doing one more draw. So hashtag RATA India. And for the winner, for Mr. Tiwari, you can reach out to these numbers. No need to write it down. This YouTube video is going to be live after the event. You can go back and see the section, note down this number, call up this RATA office, and they will courier the gift to you. All right. Thank you so much for being here with us and participating and being a very engaging audience with us. So, Salin, the question that we have is, I'm going to ask difficult questions, but I think these are questions what the trade wants to know.
Sure.
You're not among the top AC brands in this country. It's a play field for a lot of MNCs who are among the top 5, top 6. In spite of that, you went to going for the global cooling prize, the innovation. You took a lot of efforts, and you've been among the people who've done it. How do you see the future of Godrej in the HVAC industry? What's your thoughts on this?
See, I think since we are not there in the top 5 brands or top AC brands, we strive harder, we work harder. And I would say that our commitment from the board is very clear in this business. We have invested in our backward integration plant. You will find that we are one of those few Indian manufacturers who even manufacture indoor units, indoor injection molding in our plants. So that shows our commitment to this business. We have a strong channel based on our refrigerator and washing machine portfolio. We have built up volumes over the years, and we play around between 4 to 5% of the market share. And in another 5 years, we intend to double our market share. In this quest, we are also approaching the sales and service dealer channel. So overall, it's a complete package for the channel and for the Indian consumer also. So I think the future is very bright for our brand in terms of air conditioners. And in 5 years, you'll see a lot of progress in terms what. In fact, I would say that last 2 decades, whatever we did, we will be doing actually in the next 5 years. We're coming up with an additional plant in Mohali, which will actually double our manufacturing capability. We'll go to almost 1 million sets by 2025. So we are going to introduce our light commercial portfolio in terms of cassette or floor standing air conditioners. Of course, it is too far-fetched right now. We won't be getting into core HVAC business like chillers or VRF. I think that is not what we are envisaging, because the room AC market itself is so huge that we jump 10% market share. That itself will be a big leap for the brand. I'm very excited as leading the category for the brand, and you will see huge strides in the coming years.
Amazing. So that was also a follow-up question on that. So is commercial HVAC also going to be on your radar very soon, eventually?
In fact, we are launching our light commercial portfolio very soon. In fact, by January 2022, you will see our portfolio in cassette air conditioners, floor standing, cassette in both inverter and fixed speed. We'll be launching a big flow air conditioners, which is 2.5 and 3-ton air conditioners. We're also launching the heat pump inverter, which is required in markets like Kashmir and North markets also. So in terms of portfolio, apart from the innovation cycle which we're working on, expanding the portfolio is also a huge journey which we are envisaging, and that we are doing in the immediate short term. So that itself will give a huge leap to the air conditioning category within Godrej.
Just telling R290 natural gas. It's a no-brainer. It is the most energy efficient air conditioner that you have. But the question that the trade is asking is also, but it's also a flammable gas. Now, how do you address that issue?
I think every refrigerant is flammable. According to me, there is nothing called non-flammability and flammability. It depends on the skill how you handle the refrigerant. If you look at tighter controls in terms of low carbon footprint, lower GWP, the flammability in terms of refrigerants will go up. It is definitely going to go up. With India also a signatory to the Montreal Protocol and Paris Protocol, there will be stiffer targets in actually lowering the GWP norms for usage of refrigerant. We see a huge potential to R290. And for your information, Ajit, with all our skill development training, we have not had even a single case of mishap while using an R290 across the country. We have an installed base of 4 lakh. From the time of launch, from 2012, around 4 lakh R290. Of course, we have portfolio with other refrigerants also. But if I only talk about R290 refrigerant, almost 4 lakh air conditioners we installed in the country. Not even a single mishap has happened. It's a low pressure refrigerant, one of the safest refrigerant. Absolutely no worries. So any partner who wants to partner us on the R290 journey, will help them deploy with the training, and you can treat it as any other refrigerant in the Indian market.
So, Sanil, just a follow-up to that itself. At the association, we have been extremely concerned about the safety factor. That's one of the topics of our discussion, and we are trying to build training modules, which is freely available for engineers, technicians on safety factors. Now, if you had a driver and drive a taxi, you need a license, right? But in our industry, there is no certification process, which is what leads to safety issues and everything. How are you going to address that whole ecosystem that we have right now, which is uncertified? Is there some effort that is going to be put by Godrej to actually certify this entire safety front, especially when you're dealing with R290 or newer flammable gases that might just come in?
I actually give a prelude on our vocational training schools through Project Disha. Of course, training is safety is actually a religion within Godrej Group. within appliances more so, because we handle hydrocarbon refrigerant like R600 or R290. So it is a hygiene within Godrej Appliances division on the safety aspects. We have constantly trained. We have trained approximately 65,000 skilled manpower within our gambit, and any partner wants, or any technician, any skilled or unskilled member wants to get trained with our vocational training school, they are free to come to us. We'll train them. We have our internal certification norms for handling R290. We have not actually, we want the technician to actually undergo the entire norm before he starts handling it. That's why there is a stricter norms in terms of handling R290 refrigerant or any type of refrigerants within our air conditioning portfolio. So that is ongoing process. So of course I agree to your statement that there are challenges of certification, but with Project Disha and working in tandem with sector skill mission, I think India will be up there. At least I see that happening in this decade, where every manpower who handles an air conditioner will be a skilled and certified technician.
Amazing. Mr. Suhas, you wanted to add something on the safety because you led the whole GCP innovation around R290. So what were your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think we've gone through this journey, I would say twice. So AC is honestly not a first category where we have dealt with this dilemma. Refrigerators have also gone through the same thing. Of course, the quantities are different, but fundamentally, if I like to draw attention of everybody, there are people who carry a cigarette lighter in their, pocket of the shirt. It is a flammable gas. It is the same gas what we're talking about as the refrigerant. Every household, barring cities like Mumbai, where we have PHG, we have a LPG cylinder. Quantity of gas is 14 and a half kilograms. What we are talking about is 300, 350 grams of propane. So I think, and this is going on not for today. This is going on decades together, not just in India, but globally. So I think there is a way to handle these things, and this is not so difficult, because if you see even the LPG distribution, I don't think we have a very different set of people who are handling it. In that sense, I may say that refrigeration and air conditioner technicians, they are slightly, better equipped, and they are little organized, and they can be trained. And I think, association like RATA can certainly play a role in that. That's number one. Number two is, since we were one of the pioneers, and we signed agreements with Government of India way ahead of our country's obligation, voluntarily also, that too. We have been working with at international level with government agencies of Germany and Switzerland, and through them, they after we did it successfully in India, especially for refrigerator, they took the help of Godrej technical team to disseminate this knowledge in neighboring countries, and we were happy to support such initiatives which are contributing to the environment. So this is our experience, and this is the reason we thought it doesn't make sense to invest in the technologies which eventually will have to be phased out. So rather take a one-step jump and deal with that safety. It's a known science, if I may say so. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Awesome. So I'm definitely going to reach out to you, because at the association we are very clear. So we believe that if there is, we're going to be a huge job creating industry, all right? And because if you're going to grow 8 times, if you have to attract talent, you're really going to compete with other industries. Okay. Now, if safety is not mentioned, how do you attract this talent? So at the association, we are very clear that certification is the way forward. And we would be very happy to actually work with you with your plan, so that we don't duplicate our efforts, and we make sure that the HVAC industry is a safe and quality-driven industry. So I'm definitely going to reach out to you on this drive of certification.
Yeah, and I think proof of pudding is in eating. So in my bedroom, I have R290s.
That's right. Awesome. Too good. No, it's a no-brainer. R290 is a natural gas. You can't get more Atmanirbhar Bharat than that. You're not even dependent on any more patented refrigerants which you have to depend on imports. It's fabulous. There's no brainer on that. You can't get it more indigenous than that. But addressing the entire ecosystem is extremely important. So great. So we come towards the end of the event, and it's been a fabulous session of learning on India's 75th Independence Day. But hey, the beauty is we've had hundreds of people who just stayed through the event. Okay, so we're going to reward all of them. And Mr. Brajesh Tiwari, you are the last winner. So we're going to do one more lucky draw before we close the event. So here you go. For everyone who entered RATA India, this is where you go. All right. Let's see who gets lucky on the 15th August. All right. Oh my God. No. We're going to do this again. That was an error. There was our internal team who actually got it. It just gets too lucky sometimes. Okay, Rishi Kumar. Fantastic. Rishi Kumar, you are the winner of the second lucky draw. What you should do is you should reach out to RATA office. These are the numbers. Don't break your head on writing it down right now. This YouTube video will be there live for you to see and to share. So you can also share it with your other colleagues who actually missed the event. And this number, just call them up and they will courier the gift to you. The India at 75 Independence Day special gift for you. All right. So great. Thank you for being with us. And to Mr. Salin and Mr. Suhas, it's been fabulous that you took out your precious time to be here with us today, to motivate our viewers and to actually share the story of Godrej in terms of innovation. I'm sure all our viewers have been truly inspired, and you can't get it better than on a more patriotic for an entrepreneur than listening to another success story. So thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you.
Great. So I'm going to close. Sorry, please go ahead.
Thank you to RATA also for having us over on this platform, and wishing everybody a 75th happy Independence Day.
Amazing.
Yeah,
So before, yes, sir.
Yeah. So I think Prime Minister Modi always says "Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas." So today he has added "Sabka Prayas," and I think Ajit, that is where really take this industry in a direction which probably he's also envisioning for all of us. So thank you very much for this great efforts once again.
Thank you very much. In 1.5 years ago, this association had just about 250 members. Today, we are close to over 850 members, adding more than 2 or 3 members every day. This is no more an association. This has now become a movement within this country to make sure that we take benefit collectively, not to compete, but to collaborate with each other, to take the benefit that this country is offering us in terms of its national wealth, in terms of the opportunity the HVAC industry is offering us. So the association is inviting you to be part of this movement. Both Salin and Mr. Suhas spoke about skilling. They spoke about Disha. I'm going to leave you with this video on Disha. Have a wonderful Independence Day, and we'll see you again soon. Don't forget, at the end of this month, on the last Saturday at 5 p.m., we have our monthly program on Business Chunautia, which is the 17th episode that is happening. And in this month, we are going to bring you story of how the refrigeration industry is helping the world's largest vaccination program. And we have some fabulous stories and fabulous people who are coming on as speakers to share the stories, the opportunities and the challenges in the vaccination and the role of the refrigeration industry. We're just not a luxury industry. We are a nation building industry. I'm going to leave you with this lovely Disha video for you to learn and to get inspired.
Ten years ago, life was different. It was hard and unpredictable, financially insecure. Coming from a modest background meant my dreams needed to be sacrificed in the face of hard reality. When Pritesh was born 7 years ago, my life took a fresh turn. My priorities had changed. It was no longer about my future. It was about ours. I had to take control of my destiny. This was when I first discovered Disha. Disha had shaped many lives, and I aspired to change mine. The program promised me skills for the future, a new reality, to choose a path of my making, to add value in the lives of others. I learned the tools of trade under seasoned trainers, mentors who taught me how to thrive, not just survive. To become a professional who could contribute in more ways than one. And here, I found more people like me, disadvantaged of means, united by drive. People whose potential was untapped, but showed promise. Students learning vocational skills. We had strength in numbers. After graduating, I joined sales. The job was hard, but fun. For once, I was financially secure. Inspired, I went in search of others to whom I could pay it forward. Today, I have a team of 5 employees who are on a road to financial independence. It's exciting to think how far we've come. It's exciting to see how far my children will go to inherit a new world of our own making. My name is Aparna, and this is my Disha story.